when I first realized that I was paralyzed for the rest of my life and had to use a wheelchair, it was very uncomfortable sort of interacting with this machine, and you used the term confined to a wheelchair, and that made a lot of sense at the time as I learned how to move this thing around. But 34 years later, and really actually within a matter of months later, I was developing a real sense of intimacy with this machine, with this device, to the point where much more quickly than I could have imagined, and certainly more quickly than my mother, who looked at me in a wheelchair and said, "Oh, no, how horrible," I would say, "No, it's me, Mom. It's me. It really feels like me." There was a level of sort of physical intimacy with this object that even surprised me. How old is that sort of narrative for human beings in interacting with objects in the outside world, that our sense of self migrates to some object?
Oh, it's very old. In fact, actually, it's as old as we are. Move backward, like 3,000 years ago. You're a Greek warrior under Troy, and you're talking to your weapons, because your weapons are yourself. You're just part of that sort of shield and sword that are an extension of your body. So the brain is just naturally geared towards this sort of pouring out and extending itself towards the world, the technology. Could be something fancy like a wheelchair, or something simple like a pen. That generates a different set of questions, which again, since we're talking about Greek guys, has been with us for some time. And that's the sort of dualism that we have with our bodies, because we have that normal tendency to extend them through technologies, but we also have sort of second thoughts about who we are. We're not our bodies, sometimes, or at least some of us think so. So while the brain naturally tends towards expanding and implementing itself through technology in the world, at the same time, we have that impression of someone being completely detached and re-engineered, transformed into a new body with the same brain. So at the same time, we expand the brain with the technology, but we also detach the brain from the body, because the brain can be re-implemented elsewhere.